few weeks ago, Carol Byrne, Head of Global Transaction Services, or GTS, at RBS came into the studio, and she talked about how she's boosted her team and hired several new people. And two of those people are now with me today. I have Nick Blake, who's Head of Sales at GTS, and Helen Mason, who's Head of Bank Partnerships at GTS, both at RBS. Welcome. So Nick, we're going to be at Sibos in Boston. So it's been a while since it was last at Boston. So what do you think is going to be different at this event?
So firstly, thanks Jane. Thanks for the opportunity to speak to you today. I'm really looking forward to going to Boston, very excited about it. Being new to RBS, it's a great opportunity for us to go and meet our clients, most important thing for me. But if I think about the history of Sibos, it's typically been a bank operating system, operational type event. And there's a very important part of that still to be played out. We're still thinking as an industry about regulations, about the challenges to the banking models and what that should be. What I'm really interested in is looking forward and the future. As we at RBS think about where we should be in the future for our clients, the important things to me, I think, are two of the streams that really underline what I'm thinking about. First is the change day stream, and that's really looking at regulatory environment, what that's likely to look like in the future and how the banks adapt to that. And the second stream I'm looking forward to is the inner tribe session, which is more about innovation and technology. And for me, as I think about our clients, what I really want to come out of Sibos with is a sense of where the industry's going, what we can do better for our clients, and what our clients are looking for as well.
So from that inner tribe stream, for example, do you have any sense already of what the future trends are going to be?
Well, I think we won't come back from somewhere like Boston without talking about things like currency, virtual currency, without talking about things like fintech providers and where they sit in the banking and collaborative environment. And as we think about our business, we need to think about where we play in that space. And Helen can talk a little bit about a bank partnership, but from a fintech space, what I'm really looking for is what are the things that they're bringing to the industry that our clients are going to be thinking about, and therefore how do we work in that space with the clients as well.
Okay, so Helen, you've joined this job, you have a background in cards.
That's right.
So what are the similarities with what you were doing in your previous roles in the cards industry with what you have to do now?
Yes, there are some similarities, and thanks for pointing that out, because I think one of the key things for me is when I was looking at the role and deciding whether to arrive at RBS and take the challenge on, it was really looking at, part of what was the commercial card space was really looking at there were areas where all banks wanted to be present and have card issuing businesses in each country. But there were other areas where the customer had a demand and a need to have cards on the ground, but the reality of that would be quite costly for each bank to have a market presence in every market. So what that naturally led to was partnerships between banks, which is what's drawn me to this role today. So it's really about looking at who do you collaborate with, what do those partnerships look and feel like, how do you kind of generalise that into making sure that you're much more integrated together and ultimately provide one seamless service for your clients.
So when you go to Sibos, what kind of partnerships then are you looking to establish?
So the great news is we have many bank partnerships already in play today. We treat them very much as our customers. We see them as our customers as well as our corporate clients. But what we want to do is look at those banks that are in the same position as us. They have some good presence in some of the regions, and really looking at where we want to be active and where we want to deliver for clients and how we best collaborate with that bank. So the banks that I'm going to be meeting with are ones where we have existing relationships. We're keen to develop that further and broaden and deepen that partnership and really work towards kind of looking at integration and delivery.
So Nick, you were previously at JP Morgan and now you've taken on this role at RBS. So what are the differences, would you say, in the styles of the banks and the challenge you have ahead of you?
Sure. Well, I mean, two very different organisations. The principal difference being JP Morgan is a US headquartered bank operating globally. RBS is a UK headquartered bank, and our home market is the UK, and our model is to be there for our UK clients outwards and our global clients into the UK. Very different operating model. But interestingly, at RBS, my observations are, since I've been there, is the product platform and the network is a great platform. We have a great ability to do things for our clients, and we really need to make that work hard for our clients.
And what about you, Helen? Between you were at Bank of America, Merrill Lynch before, and now at RBS, what would you say the differences are?
Yeah, so I think adding to what Nick said, I mean, the network is great. We have a great product today. I think what's great about it is that if you're the type of individual that enjoys a challenge and you're really there to test the boundaries, I think the role that we have is very much one of looking at how we drive the business forward and how we build for the future. And I think it's a great opportunity to do that if you're one of those people that enjoys, you know, really getting in and looking at what do we do today and where do we want to be tomorrow. And very much RBS is in that space. So that would be one of the key differences, I suppose, for me.